Okay, I'm sorry. I took about a 15-minute video right there, and it didn't save. So I'm going to go briefly over everything I had just done, of which I'm not exactly sure. I did get a new page in my sketchbook. It's a very angular, manly eye. It's a very big eye. Another thing I think to remember about those is that they have this thing in the middle, which is those flames that I told you about in your eye. Except instead of just doing them, they just basically do a line. It gives it a very unique look. It can be overused or done wrong sometimes, but it does give a unique look. Those are another eye. They're a little bit realistic, kind of not. Her eyes, the thing I mentioned about these is that you don't have to keep the eye to just the eye. Like I did this line up here. You don't have to bring the eyebrow straight just to the eye. It can actually go into the eye if you want it to be a very animated kind of thing. There's another one. These are very blocky eyes. I think they just make a line in here for the shading and the pupil. Do those all in one. Very blocky, very interesting. Here's kind of a very interesting look that I like to use a lot of times. Very circular, very round. Here's another one. It's instead of doing the shading from the center or from the top, they do it from the outside mostly. They've got this long side here, so they're very tall eyes. These are pretty realistic. It's realistic shape and realistic coloring if it's colored most of the time. But when it's simply drawn, you know, you've got the very anime, manga-esque pupil and simple lines and such. And over here you've got just the opposite, really, of, well, not just the opposite, but these are very wide, very playful, very open eyes. They're very open at this side, and they get smaller over here. These are very different. They are very small up here, and they get bigger out here. And they do that to be they seem more elegant, more intellectual, etc. And the coloring, though, is basically the same. They're pretty realistic. They're probably the most realistic anime eyes you're going to get. I'm very sorry. I don't know what else I did that I'm thinking about. And I do believe I went through everything. Very sorry. Here are the eyes. Lots of eyes. Hope I helped. Sorry. Okay, everybody. Let's hope this video goes better than the one that totally pooped out on us. Okay. This time we're gonna do noses. There are a lot of things, well, not a lot, but there are things to know about a nose. Nose is important. And for an anime and manga, it may not seem very important, but, you know, in normal, everyday life, I think your nose is important. I know mine is. So, first I'm going to draw you a normal nose, and, you know, here's your eye, here's your eye. Not perfect eyes, no, but they're eyes nonetheless. Okay, anyway, there are your eyes. Now you've got your forehead's up here by your eyebrows. And what comes down between your eyes is this that's the deepest point in your nose. It's the indentation right between your eyes. And then it comes out. And really it comes out very nosy, obviously. It's not that thin, you know, but your eyes are over here, and yeah. And it comes down here, and your nose ends halfway between your eyes and your mouth. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And, well, yeah, it's about halfway between your nose and your mouth and your eyes. And yes, there is a ball. You have this ball at the end of your nose. It's a big ball. And then you have a little ball over here and a little ball over here. And those are your nostrils. Yes, I'm serious. Your nose really does, when you do the shading of a realistic nose, that's exactly what you're going to see. You're going to see this thing, and it's going to be shaded over here. And it's probably going to have a couple nostrils right here. It's going to be shaded along like this. And it's probably going to come down like that. And you know, it's going to be shaded up here. And this is going to be shaded, and these are going to be dark. You know? And you've got this little thing down here. That's the top part of your lip. Everybody knows what that is. So it stretches your lip when you smile so that your skin doesn't crack. And I totally stole that from my art teacher. I did. I admit it. That's what she told us, and that's what I'm telling you. And that's pretty much nose. So that's really it. You know, your eyebrows are here, your eyes go here. And that's kind of crappy, but yeah. You get my point, right? Okay. Good. And that's really all a nose is. In anime and manga, you're going to have different noses. Like, in frontal view, a lot of people would do this. This is the nose, this is the shadow. Shade. And that's pretty much it. For side view, you could just do that. You could, this is the nose, this is the shadow. You could do this. You could do that with the shadow. You know, and for side views, you know, you'd have a person with a very small nose. Maybe a child, or, you know. I know that's a horrible face, but one thing to remember is that when you change from a frontal view to a side view, try your best. Keep everything the same, or it's not going to look like the same character. So sorry, somebody walked in. I'm sure you don't want to hear that ensuing conversation. As I was saying, when you're drawing and you're drawing a character and you want to draw the front view and side view, just to do two different pictures and do them on the same page and measure. You know, do the frontal view and then measure from the top of your circle or whatever, your oval, to the eyes. Measure how big the eyes are. Measure from the eyes to the nose. Measure from the nose to the mouth and the mouth to the chin. Measure from the top of the head to the chin. Measure how big the neck is, you know, etc., etc. Get everything equal and the same, okay? Cool. That way it'll look like it's the right character. And like what those people do in pictures where they, you know, have a face here, and then they've got the ears and happy hair. And then they go and they do these little dotted lines, you know? And then they've got the side view. And they've got this person, the chin and the mouth and the eyes. And they've got the hair, you know? And that's really crappy, but that's what I mean. And I know this looks bigger than that's because I didn't measure like I should have. But that's basically what I'm talking about.